how you're doing. Bless you for tuning in. As I said in my previous video, I'm going to be posting trade recaps on my 5K for funded account. So today, which is Monday, I took my first trade on the account and it was an L, man, fucking L. So like, this is the account. This is the 5K account. I down $140 on the day. So let me run through my thought process behind the trade. So coming in the day, we had a 4 hour SMT. Network mismatch is hard. So we had a 4 hour SMT. So at the time, like we swept this high on SPS and we didn't sweep it on Nasdaq. Like so with that we forming a massive SMT. So I scaled to 5 minute time frame, waiting for a 5 minute liquidity sweep. For a 5 minute liquidity sweep. Net. So waiting for a 5 minute liquidity sweep. So we ended up having that 5 minute liquidity sweep. This was liquidity sweep. Then scaling to 1 minute time frame. Scaling to 1 minute time frame. So in this particular trade, I splitted my positions because my SL was too massive. So I wanted to manage my trade. So I splitted my positions in the trade. So we came into this kind of equilibrium. We also came into this breaker block, this red candle to the downside. That's the breaker block. We had the retracement to the downside. I took the trade with half of my lot size because of my SL was big as I said. So on 5 minutes time frame, we now ended up on 5 minute time frame. We now ended up forming a 5 minute fair value gap, right? We now ended up forming a 5 minute fair value gap. When price came up to the middle of this fair value gap, I now took the remaining trade with my lot size. So I got stopped out. As I got stopped out, like I wanted to re-enter because we were still forming a bearish SMT, even me being stopped out. So like we are still forming a bearish SMT on the 4 hour time frame. So I was still bearish. Feel me? So this was the SMT with this. We're still forming a bearish SMT. We're still forming a bearish SMT. So I scaled to 1 minute time frame. I scaled to 1 minute time frame. Scaled to 1 minute time frame. We formed the fair value gap. That the break of structure to the downside here with this red candle, and I entered just aiming for this below here. I ended up getting stopped out there. So this trade, like this was actually perfect. I won't lie. I fucking like followed my rules, man. Like I didn't break any shit. I believe I believe many traders even saw this a sell. Like what the fuck? But it is what it is, man. Market will always be the market. Nobody that is 100% sure on market direction. So I'll come again tomorrow. Peace. How you're doing? Bless you for tuning in. This is Tuesday. I took a trade and it was an element. So let me show you guys the trade. You guys should not mind the not wearing shirt, like guys heat in the room, so that's why. And there's no lights. So we're going to 4 hour time frame, right? We had an SMT. This was not it. We had an SMT. And by the way, I took two trades. Second trade, I would have taken it, but like I just took it. But I'm going to show you guys. So going into the day, we had an SMT, a 4 hour SMT. We have a 4 hour SMT. So this 4 hour candle has closed it, but like let me show you guys how the SMT played out on 5 minute time frame. So going into 5 minute time frame, we ended up having this candle and this candle. This was how the SMT played out. Because of like why I can't show it on 4 hour time frame is because of the candle that formed the SMT ended up going up, sweeping the highs eventually. But this was it on 5 minute time frame. This was it on 5 minute time frame. So this was the SMT, this and this. So Nasdaq, sorry, SPS was the lagging pair, but on 1 minute time frame, like when I scaled to 1 minute time frame, I took the trade on Nasdaq and not on SPS was because of these lows here were closer to it on Nasdaq than on SPS, and the movement was as on SPS, but on Nasdaq was a better movement. So on this, we eventually we had a fair value gap, a 1 minute fair value gap. This was the 1 minute fair value gap. Price tapped into it, and we now had a break of structure to the downside with this candle. So I got a better feel here. So I entered here. So I normally risk 60 something to $70 on a trade, but because of we are having Trump speaking by 2 p.m. I decided to take the trade with, was it 50 something dollar here, just a little bit of my risk, and it was a good trade for me. Oh, I won't I, I won't lie. I will take this anytime, anywhere. This same trade was what happened yesterday, and I got stopped out. But this is the trade I will end up taking every time and anywhere. So this was the first trade I say that I'm going to take, and I end up losing $59 on this. So after this trade, I kept on waiting. I was saying that I won't trade, but the charts showed me otherwise. So on 4 hour time frame, right before, let me show you 4 hour time frame. On 4 hour time frame, can we sweep it just so this goes? We had SMT with the 4 SMT with this and this candle, and before we swept this high, there was an SMT formed. So you might ask me why this high is the SMT, because if you look at this is Friday 2nd 6 o'clock. This is also Friday 2nd 6 o'clock. So for me that was a massive SMT. So we went to 1 minute time frame. I ended up taking this trade with $8 risk because I was not too sure. So this was the before we ended up sweeping it with this candle. So we ended up having a break of structure to the downside with this candle, filling this fair value gap. We formed this fair value gap and I entered aiming for a and entered aiming for a one to two. Fucking got stopped out. I mean, this is my two trading day. This second trade I wouldn't have taken it. That is valid. But like I just took a little position on it. But the yesterday trade and the first trade I took today, I'm going to take this trade anywhere, anytime. But the market is the market, man. The market just moves on its own. So it just left for 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 you. As far as you followed your rules, you didn't break your rules. Like even though you didn't make money at the end of the rules, at the end of the day, sorry, but as far as you followed your rules, you need to be happy. So come again tomorrow. Tomorrow there is no news. Okay, tomorrow we have news, but it's not too deep. 10 o'clock, 8:15. It's not too deep. So I'll trade tomorrow. I'll trade Thursday, but I'm not trading Friday because of NFP. So I'm not trading Friday, but I'm trading Wednesday and Thursday. This Thursday is Wednesday. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean maybe this trade now will end up going for a one to two. Who knows? But it is what it is, man. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. But before that, let me see if I can show you guys the stuff on my sorry, on my funding pips accounts. Crazy, crazy. See now, I ended up losing 206 in the space of 2 days, and I don't know. Let's see, I don't know why this shit does not work to like the day you trade. So it refreshes like after midnight. So I think tomorrow is going to be there. But this was the yesterday trade. My minus 140 dollars. But like it is what it is from. But let me see if I can show you guys the trade on the loss on my stuff. Let me see if I can show you guys the trade on my the loss on my phone. 55 do. Don't know. Don't know if you guys are seeing it. Right down. This is 55.34. This is what it is, man. So tomorrow, how you're doing? Bless you for tuning in. Today is Wednesday. I took a trade, man. It was an L, so I wasn't able to do trade recap immediately. I lost the trade because of there was no light. My laptop was dead, so now there's light. So I want to show you guys my thought process, by the way. And by the way, I took two trades today. So let me show you guys. So going into 4 hour time frame on both pairs, like let me basically just clean everything, man. Like I'm just basically clean everything. don't have, I haven't paid for this replay sheet. If not, like I would actually love to replay price action backward, but I didn't pay for it. Look at it's telling me to pay, but I didn't pay for it. So I'm just going to explain to you guys like that. I hope that you guys understand. So let's start with this now. So when market opened, we had an SMT on 4 hour time frame, and this was the SMT that we had when market opened. We had this and this, and we had this and this. You can see this was the SMT we had when market opened. And today we had news by 10. So I scaled to 5 minute time frame because I normally love to see 5 minute sweep. So we had 5 minute sweep of these highs here on both pairs, these highs and these highs. So Nasdaq was the lagging pair, right? Nasdaq was the lagging pair, but when I scaled into 1 minute time frame to look for an entry on Nasdaq, I was not seeing anything. There was nothing on Nasdaq. There was no entry on Nasdaq. But on SPS we had an entry. So we had a break of pressure to the downside with this candle. We price ended up coming in, filling in this breaker block. This red candle is the breaker block. Then we had a retracement. So I entered, and now I got a better future. But I entered with low lot because of there is news by 10. So I entered, and I was just basically aiming for here, like so fucking simple, man. That's what I was aiming for. And this low was a 4 hour low on Nasdaq. Was a 4 hour low on Nasdaq. This is the low. So that was where I was aiming for, right? But I got stopped out. I got stopped out. So immediately I got stopped out, I now scaled to 4 hour time frame to see what price really did. So when I scaled to 4 hour time frame, we eventually came up, swept this high. We also swept it on Nasdaq. Let me see. Nope. The high was already swept on Nasdaq. So now we had news by 10, right? So I got stopped at before 10. So I waited for 10 o'clock candle to come out before I start looking for another entry, because I used a lower lot in my first trade because of news. So when news now came out, right, I now saw another SMT by the time. I now saw another SMT. This was a massive SMT, man. Like Thursday 11th, 14 o'clock. This Thursday 11th, 14 o'clock. So this also an SMT. Check this Wednesday 10, 14 o'clock. Wednesday 10, 14 o'clock. So this was the SMT I saw. When I saw this, I saw it. I wanted to take the trade, but as I said, there was news by 10, so I didn't bother looking for an entry. So I waited for 10 o'clock to come, for the news to come out, the 10 o'clock news to come out, and this eventually came out. This is 10, yes. So like this is 10, yep. So when the news came came out, SPS, um sorry, Nasdaq was the lagging pair. Where's the 10? I think this is 10. So this was where it was here. So when the news came out, SPS was the lagging pair. Sorry, Nasdaq was the lagging pair. Right? And also on 5 minute time frame, we were also forming a 5 minutes bearish SMT. So I was like the market is already telling me sell. So why am I looking for buys? You get, so we were already forming a 5 minute SMT with this candle, with this candle. Although we had 5 minutes bullish SMT, but I was focused on high time frame SMT, so I disregarded the bullish SMT. So with this bearish SMT we formed, now SPS is now the lagging pair. I scaled to 1 minute time frame, right? Scaled to 1 minute time frame. We had this massive dump to the downside, but we didn't end up sweeping this 5 minutes, this 4 hour low. So I can't just jump in like that now. So I wanted to get a better view. So I waited. Price came in, tapped into this 5 minutes fair value gap, and when price retraced almost out of it, I entered here. Stop loss was here. This was what I was fucking looking for, man. Like so easy and so quick. But I got stopped out, man. Like as this trade got as as I got stopped out in this trade, man. Like if I didn't have discipline, I would have jumped in. I would have fucking revenge trade because I was like, is it this year that I'm saying that I have 2026 goals? I want to make $10,000 at the end of this year. That in my first 3 days of trading, I'm already seeing this kind of nasty losses, man. Like I was just so lost. I was just so tired. I was just like, what am I doing wrong, man? Like it's just funny and crazy that is when you set goals, that was when obstacles come, man. Bro, like three crazy, like three back to back was like normally like I've had more like I've had more than 5 losses in a row, but like the fact is that is this year that I'm setting a goal for the first time in my life, and I want to achieve them so badly that I'm getting fucked. Ah man, I'm so tired. But like man, I want us to give up. I always keep going, man. Let me show you guys the loss on my funny pips account. Kai, $264. I'm on, I'm more than half of total drawdown. I'm on 4735 and 4500. I'm going to blow the account, man. I'm just so tired. Fuck. Exploding team, man. It's not for the weak, won't lie. It's crazy. And I mean, so fucking crazy. Look at it. This was my first day. Plus 140, plus 65, plus 58. Like back to back losses, man. And I'm like, hi, what the actual fuck? So, man, with all being said, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, which is the last day of this week. I'm so tired. I want to sleep. Like, today just killed me. The fact is that I'm following my rules, man. I'm doing everything right. But I just end up fucking losing. Ah, Jesus Christ. Catch you guys tomorrow, man. Yo, guys, how you doing? Bless you for tuning in. Guys, guess what, man? I took my first win, man. My first win of the year 2026. Crazy, right? Oh, crazy. So let me run through my thought process with you guys. So coming into the day on 4 hour time frame on Nasdaq, price came down, swept this low, but on SPS we didn't sweep the 4 hour low. So going into the 5 minute time frame, we had a 5 minute sweep of low after 9:30 or at 9:30. Then going to 1 minute time frame, we ended up having a break. We ended up having a break of shuttles to the coming. Focus up. Ended up having a break of shuttles to the upside. This candle, we filled in this. We had this fair value gap. This was my first TP. Then here was my final TP. But I could not enter here because my SL will be too massive. So what I did was I had to wait to see a retracement at least to the downside. So when we got this retracement down, I entered. I entered basically here, and my SL was here. Then when price now retraced into the fair value gap again, I used the half lot in the first entry. So when price retraced into the fair value gap again, I entered with my remaining lot size and my stop loss was here, and I was aiming for this 1 to 2. But I was still look, looking at the chart because we now had a 5 minute retracement to the downside with this red with this green candle, and I was looking for a way that I could move my 2SL up to this high and I'll take another entry. So what eventually happened was when price came down to fill in this 1 minute fair value gap, we had a break of structure to the upside with this candle, but I can't just enter immediately and put my stop loss down here. So I had to wait for a strong movement up. So when we had this strong movement up with this green candle, I entered again. So I had 3 entries, but still risking the same amount, and this was my TP. So when we eventually swept this high, I took partials because when we swept this high on SPS on Nasdaq, we were nowhere close to the highs. So I took partials, and my remaining position I put them on break even. So when price retraced down with this candle, this trade ended up getting stopped out at break even. But this trade was still running, so I left it. Price was misbehaving until we ended up coming up to sweep that high. So man, so this is the trade retreat entry. This was my first day, second day, third day, my fourth day. So at the end of the week, I'm down 195, but I'm not trading tomorrow because of NFP. Nah, I'm not leaving tomorrow. This will be my end of the week. So I'm going to come again next week. So let me see how next week is. Let me see how next week is, man. Okay, just not letting me, man. So that is the NFP that I'm not trading. So, but I'm trading next week, Monday. Sorry, this is next week, Monday. Trading next week, Monday. I might not trade Tuesday because of CPI. I'm going to trade Wednesday. I'm going to trade Thursday. I'm going to trade Friday. So, with all being said, man, I love and appreciate you guys. I just need one thing from each of you that are watching this. Just keep watching, grow my channel. I'll really appreciate that. Click the like button and subscribe, and just turn on your notification button in case I drop any video, you'll be the first to watch. So, before forget to tell you guys, if you are looking for a trustworthy prop firm and you have been searching around and you don't know the one to get, I'm telling you now that funding pips are trustworthy. They have been around since 2023. Their spread is okay. They are cheap for Nigerian traders, cheap. And as of now, they are doing a 20% discount. So rush and get your own. I'll be dropping their link in the description of this video. So just click and get yours. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.